Welcome back to How to Be a Better DM, the official podcast of Monsters.rent. I'm Justin Lewis,
And I'm Tanner Wayland.
and we are here to help you tell better stories for yourself and your players as you dungeon master sessions of D&D, Dungeons & Dragons. We'd like to give you some quick announcements. We actually have one before the show, and then after the show, if you want to stick around, we have some more announcements then as well. But first, let's talk about this. Tired of being alone? Are you tired of not having any of your players understand you? Are you tired of never truly belonging? Well, you're in luck. All you need to do is join the Guild. The Guild is a unique and exclusive experience that is only open to Dungeon Masters. It is a full community focused on helping ease your DMing burdens. Want to meet other DMs? Join the Guild. Want to discuss your homebrew ideas with people who would appreciate it instead of just telling your cat? Join the Guild. Want to find a place where all your wildest dreams will come true? Join the Guild. Go to monsters.rent/guild and sign up today for free. Wait, that can't be right. Chuck, can you check this again? Is this supposed to be... What? Oh, they're serious? It's free? Oh, okay. All right. Yes, go to monsters.rent/guild and sign up today for free, even though they are crazy for giving this away for free. Common side effects may include burping, sneezing, laughing, breathing, hearing, listening, tasting, farting, critting, sarcasm, and in extreme cases, explosive diarrhea. Awesome. With that out of the way, we can get into today's show. You and your companions walk slowly through the town. The sky is mottled gray, and a slight breeze chills your skin. You see the townsfolk walking by as if nothing had happened, and you stop a young lady to ask her what had happened. She looks at you with a smile too big for her face. "Why, nothing happened, good sir. We all love living here in Teel's Hollow." Her response didn't feel natural, and her eyes seemed different. You'd all seen this girl before. You let her go. You and your companions stand in the street discussing when suddenly you notice a figure across the way. The figure stops. Your eyes meet theirs. They're cold, mechanical eyes. The machine man suddenly bolts. What would you like to do? Welcome back to the 14th episode of How to Be a Better DM. This is the show designed to help you tell better stories as you dungeon master a nice session of D&D 5e with your friends. Let me first start off with a big apology. There wasn't an episode last week because I was sick and I was unprepared for the episode, so I'm sorry. I'm actually still kind of sick if you can't tell, but hopefully this week's episode doesn't suck. But again, sorry for not putting out an episode last week. I will be better. Before we get to today's show, let me tease out something really cool that might be happening. So if we're able to get enough listeners on this show, if you guys share it with enough people, and we get enough support, then I'll be able to add a few team members to the show in the form of maybe a new co-host, as well as putting up extra content on Instagram and things like that. So that's all I'll say about it for now. But if you want to make sure that happens, make sure you share the show so we can bring on new people on the show to liven it up and give you even awesomer content. Now, we've all tried telling an amazing story. We've all tried to weave the beginning, introducing important plot points, and then seamlessly transition to breathtaking moments of conflict. We've all been there. Most of us, though, still struggle with that. And maybe we struggle using our words to effectively paint the scene. So, here are a few tips to better narrate your game. Number 1, slow down. One of my biggest problems is that I tend to talk fast. Most people who talk fast do so unconsciously as a way to hide their insecurity. Subconsciously, we feel that talking fast masks the fact that we might not have much value to say. So instead, slow down. Breathe. Be very deliberate with what you say. If it takes a long time to get there, that's completely fine. Number 2, narrate with your senses. As you narrate your game, make sure you use words that call forth each of the senses. The springtime scents of alfalfa assail you as you walk through the fields. Sounds much better than you walk through a field. Immerse yourself and your players by giving them words that evoke their senses. Number 3 is refine your written text. In D&D, you'll probably ad-lib at least once per session. But that doesn't mean you can't prepare some sort of text block as well. Whether you're in a dungeon or about to fight a big boss, you can create a descriptive block of text that perfectly sets the scene. When you do, make sure you use this time to really practice your narration. What you say while improvising and what you say when you've prepared yourself are both linked, and when one improves, the other improves. Number 4, give seemingly insignificant details. You got to be careful with this tip because you don't want to lead your players astray, but when describing a foe, add in something that the players will remember. Rather than fighting a banshee, explain that the group sees a young maiden in a shroud of shimmering white garments and that she holds something in her right hand, something that looks to be a star carved out of wood. Notice how I didn't describe the whole monster, but what I did describe was interesting. And now it's set up so we can have an awesome encounter. So there you have it, 4 tips to help improve your narrative skills. Number 1, slow down. Number 2, narrate with your senses. Number 3, refine your written text. Number 4, give seemingly insignificant details. Sorry if today's episode was somewhat short. Again, I am still sick, so that was physically all I could do. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on these tips or any other tips you might have. So send me a direct message on Instagram at Geronimo Levis, and I'd be happy to start up a conversation with you. But we'll see you next week. Until then, let's go ahead and roll initiative. Thank you for listening to today's show. We really appreciate your support and your patronage. We have a few more announcements to go over. First,
did you ever fall in love with the library as a kid? It was a place where you could experience 1,000 stories without having to buy 1,000 books. That is what Monsters.rent can do for your D&D campaign. You can rent and swap out as many quality miniature monsters and creatures for your D&D party as you could ever want, without having to buy them. You can rescue villagers from a kobold camp, or lead your party through the fighting forest, or many more adventures. We're coming out with new bundles all the time. Just sign up for our subscription to get access to your own personal library of minis. Go to monsters.rent to find out more. That's the website. Monsters, with an S, .rent. Get your library pass to a world of minis today.
We also wanted to let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Stardust and Dragons. I'm going to let one of the cast of Stardust and Dragons, Christian Hatcher, and his crew tell you a little bit more about it.
This August, a new adventure podcast is coming to a platform near you, filled with action.
You one of the 2 of them. We can't keep taking hits like that.
Drama.
Everything that she's been doing, everything she's going to do, finally sets in.
And Stardust.
Help! Help! Someone, please!
Find out more about this epic odyssey at stardustanddragons.com, where adventure awaits in the stars.
That's all the announcements we have today. Again, thank you so much for everything you do for us. You make this show possible. Like we said before, we'll be back next week with another great episode, and until then, let's go ahead and roll initiative.